Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, how we all doing today, guys? I'm beat, guys. I went out 5 o'clock this morning to start snow blowing and shoveling and plowing, and guys, this storm is a bitch. Super wet, super heavy, a lot of snow. I have no idea how much snow we had. I mean, my snowblower was buried, like, so it's got to be, it's got to be 2 feet of snow out there. Super wet, heavy, power lines down, lines down. I've never seen city buses getting stuck in the middle of the street. Literally, not even on a hill or even a slight incline. City buses getting stuck. I saw 4 different city buses stuck in the middle of the road today. Got my bobcat stuck a few times. Fortunately, I can scoop my way out. But yeah, it's been one heck of a trying storm. Snowblower popped a few shear pins a couple of times, melted a hole in my snow pants, fixing the machine. Should have shut it off. Live and learn. Not even done yet. I'm actually taking a break right now. I went to get diesel fuel to go out for the next round of bobcatting, and the only place that's open within driving distance, or driving the bobcat distance, is the speedway, and their pumps are shut down because somebody slid into one of the pumps and knocked the pump over. So I can't even get fuel at the moment. I got a couple guys going out trying to find cans so we can shoot up to like Everett or something. But yeah, it's been a hell of a storm again. While I let Edwin use the Bobcat a lot. I was in the Bobcat for a while. I've got to go back out and do cleanup in the morning or tonight if I can get fuel. But while I was out with my snowblower, same thing. As I pulled up to do some of it, because basically I drive around property to the city sidewalk while they're clearing the walkways and stairs, and anybody was out there, and a lot of them just being neighborly. All my neighbors, I basically did all the houses adjoining the properties that I'm doing today. Just I know it's a bitch of a storm. People are coming out and they were shocked. I come back to another lap. The guy come out of his house. Hey, did you do mine earlier? I'm like, yep. He's like, oh, what do I owe you? I'm like, nothing, man. You're all set. He's actually one of the guys that I had an argument with during the last storm, and I'm like, you know what? I felt bad arguing with the guy. Um, and I'd done it last storm, and I did it again this storm for him, and guys just out promoting goodwill, right? I'm exhausted. It's hard work, but it's a storm. It's a big storm. I got to go back out. I'm by no means done yet, but it is what it is, man. I had a great day today. I bumped into a friend of mine, Chris, today. I haven't seen him in a while, and first thing he said, he goes, "Dude, either you're wearing 10 hoodies or Jesus Christ, you got big." I was wearing one hoodie. It made my day. Good day. I was very careful. Did a lot of good deeds. Did a lot of good work. Made some extra cash because some people did come out and hand me tips, even though I try not to take them. I just like to do it from kindness. But yeah, my friend Marlene's dad come out and hands me an envelope with $100 bill in it. I'm gonna go back there and finish up over there, but I need more fuel to do so. Yeah, having a good day. I'm just coming in to have dinner, and then I'm gonna go do my video. I'm gonna go get fuel, and I'll probably be out till I don't even know. I could be out till the sun comes up tomorrow. I don't know unless I can't get fuel till the morning, and I'll go get fuel in the morning and be out all day. It is what it is, guys. I don't let things like that take me out of my game. I just try to make the most of it. Get along with the guys, help as many people as I can. Now, I will say one thing. One customer called me last night and asked me to take care of his house, and it's right near one of my other properties. So I said, yeah, I'll squeeze that one in. And then at 6 o'clock tonight, he sends me a text. He's like, oh, I need you to go do 2 other properties, one of which is a huge commercial building. And I'm like, no. I'm like, and I can do that today. In the past, if I do this, you won't pay me. I don't care if he doesn't pay me for any of them. I'm not going to go do it. Like, you can't ask me at the end of a blizzard to go to a commercial property and something else. I don't have a point. I don't have fuel from the machine. I couldn't do it if I wanted to. But guys, it's just part of recovery is learning to say no, because I can't overtax myself. My recovery comes first. My customers come first. My contracts come first. I've satisfied all of them. I'm going to go back out and do cleanup as I get fuel and make the most of it. But I'm not going to let somebody just overpressure me, and I was none too happy about it. When I speak to him next, I'm going to tell him exactly that. Listen, if you want me to do these things, you got to contract me ahead of time. You can't ask me at the end of a blizzard to just go do a nice, neat job at 2 commercial properties. Like, that's insane. Guys, great reading today. We're going with the daily reflection from Alcoholics Anonymous, because when I read them both, I really like this reading. It's called Mysterious Paradoxes, and that's literally My life is filled with them today. Recovery is filled with mysterious paradoxes, but they work. So you gotta. It's what we mean by taking leaps of faith, guys. You gotta believe, because it is true. They work. Like, simple as that. Anyway, mysterious paradoxes. Such is the paradox of recovery, regeneration, strength arising out of complete defeat and weakness, the loss of one's old life as a condition for finding a new one. What glorious mysteries paradoxes are! They do not compute, yet when recognized and accepted, they reaffirm something in the universe beyond human logic. When I face fear, I am given courage. When I support a brother or sister, my capacity to love myself is increased. When I accept pain as a part of the growing experience of life, I realize greater happiness. When I look at my dark side, I am brought into new light. When I accept my vulnerabilities and surrender to a higher power, I am graced with unforeseen strength. I stumbled into recovery in disgrace, expecting nothing from life, and I have been given hope and dignity. Miraculously, the only way I keep these gifts of the program is to pass them on. So I do so at every opportunity. And I threw that last part in, but, it's amazing, guys. Great reading, short reading. It's probably going to be a shorter video because I'm starving and I still have a lot of work to do today, guys. But, it's important. And I love the fact that I knew full well, the biggest difference in my life today, guys, that was one hell of a storm. And yet, even with machines getting stuck, running out of fuel, gas stations being closed, share pins popping, machines needing to be fixed in the middle of it, I didn't get stressed out at all today. I kept my kind, calm, compassionate demeanor. I laughed and joked. Made a few phone calls. Been texting my brothers and sisters all day. Texting my friend Marlene. Texting my Edwin and the guys and Doug down in Florida. And I don't get stressed if I miss. They all know I'm working, so when I hop back in the truck, drive to the next location, I stop and I laugh. But at no point today did I feel myself even getting remotely stressed out. Like, I knew it was going to be a big storm. I got a good night's sleep last night. I got up and I went to bed early because I knew I was going to get up early. It actually started later than expected. I thought I'd be out by 3 a.m. and I didn't have to go out till after 5. Fantastic, right? Here it is, 7 o'clock. I'm just getting in the door and doing my video. That's okay. 14-hour day. It's the exception. Yes, I'm sore. Yes, I'm tired. I'm surprisingly not as sore as I expected to be after 395-pound bench press yesterday. But guys, it's following the program, right? It's placing principles before personalities and then practicing these principles in all my affairs that I do to the best of my ability, not to perfection, but I do so on a day-to-day basis, and it has completely and utterly changed my life. That's the overwhelming message that I try to bring through these readings every day. I follow these. I see how they apply in my life, and more often than not, they're right in line with what I'm doing on any given day, which shows me I'm on the right path. And then I look at my life, and never mind the material gains and the physical gains and the spiritual gains and the mental clarity and the success of the business. But it's more my ability to enjoy being who I am, to cultivate my personality, my true personality, and in doing so I found purpose. My purpose is to prove, because everybody out there thinks you gotta cut throats and you gotta be this and you gotta be that, and you gotta get over on somebody else where they get over on you. And I'm proving that kindness, compassion, and doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Yeah, I may not, somebody may think they're getting to take advantage of me in any one little situation, but at the end of the day, I'm winning the war. I'm not worrying about the battle. And that's something I could never say before. In the past, and particularly most of us in active addiction, we're so concerned with winning any one little battle because, we're manipulating and we're doing bad things and we need illogical results to shitty situations, and we gotta try to make sense of things. So basically, we're focused on the battle at hand all the time, reacting, like that reactionary life I always talk about. I'm able to let those go today. I don't have to always have, prove that I'm right or prove anything in the moment. I understand today that everything comes out in the wash, and that's the motto I live by. So I just do the right thing, and if somebody wants to call me out on something or accuse me of something, I don't feel the need. I mean, obviously, if it's something physical and somebody's getting hurt, sure, I'm going to defend myself, right? But I don't feel the need to waste my energy portraying anything other than what I'm doing. And if somebody accuses or takes something the other way, I will, kindly try to explain. But if they don't want to take it, then I just walk away, like leave it at face value, because I know my actions speak way louder than my words ever could. And I take good action, say, to the best of my ability. Again, nobody's perfect. I fall short. But I try to live God's will for me, right? And something I focus on, like literally, and these are the ways that I've changed my life, guys. Like, it's amazing. It really is. I don't always have that perfect example to throw out there, but it's the culmination of all these things. Like the fact that I show up in these videos every single day. I think we're at like 410 consecutive videos today, right? That's amazing. In those 410 days, I've rebuilt my existence. I've given myself purpose. I've given myself a future, right? And again, it comes with contingencies. I got to stay sober every day. I got to stay focused on my higher power, showing gratitude. I've got to, treat my customers well. I got to, and then, guys, I've chosen a profession that is very hard work. And then I taken it a step further. Most people, and I'm not only just a plumber or a heating technician, but I'm also a property manager. I'm a drywall guy. I do tile. I do flooring. I do roofing. I do windows. I do so many different things. Automotive stuff. I do snow removal. I do, basically anything that the landlords that I work for, basically anything they need. I light electrical, whatever. Like, I offer a lot of services, which keeps me booked and busy. But that was something that God brought to my attention, and if I had ever been paying attention, He was showing me all along, because people are always shocked that when I was working for any other company or working with anybody else, it'd always be, I'd be working with, I could basically work with anybody in any subset of construction, and people are amazed by that, like, oh, I thought you were a plumber, what are you doing electrical? Well, it all comes very natural to me, and again, that's a God-given set of skills. And as soon as I got into recovery this time around, the idea of it came to me and said, no, you've been being shown for the last 10 years. You have a marketable niche in this business. So basically, the reason I'm thriving so well in my business is because I offer the same services of about 7 different companies. And landlords love the fact that they're only writing one check. They're saving a lot of transportation service calls, because everybody charges for a service call. I show up and they got me doing 4 or 5 different things. Or when a pipe bursts in a house, or any of these things, I do it all. I demo it. I do the restoration work. I do the repair work, and then I bring it back to life and retile, re-drywall, paint. I try to paint. Very few customers know I can paint, but a couple of my good ones I will. I've got other painters I'll bring in. You got to draw the line somewhere, but that's the thing. The fact that I was able to finally recognize that those are all marketable, and again, it brings in a lot of different contingencies than most other people in business. I don't have I don't have slow time. I got to carry a lot more stock in my truck, a lot more tools in my truck. So it requires me to step up and be more efficient and be, it requires a lot of extra work on my. So it is, and most people consider, like, oh, how do you want to have the stress of doing all those different things? Because I want the rewards of staying busy all the time. I'm able to save my customers, like, all right, say a pipe burst, and they got to call a demo guy, and then they got to call a plumber in, then they got to call a drywall guy in, then they got to call a plasterer in, and then they got to call a tile guy in, and then they got to call a painter in. And it's going to cost them, at the end of the day, probably an extra $3,000 over and above what I can do it for. And then it's just that much less organization for them. They don't have to schedule and coordinate all these different people. I come in and I just handle it from start to finish. And I'm able to charge, like, I'm able to make the money for all the work on that. Like, it's just a beautiful thing, but I had to have the confidence. And that was part of the new life that cost me my old one. And it's a paradox that, like, surrendering to gain strength, right? Admitting defeat to succeed, to keeping what we have by giving it away. These are the mysterious paradoxes of recovery. They are amazing, but if you don't believe them, you're going to see the contradiction in them. And that's why we say all the time, guys, It's incredibly important to shut up and listen, believe, understand that all these people coming in, succeeding, putting down drugs, staying off alcohol, and then rebuilding lives. It works for so many people, and the people that get the most out of it are the ones that follow the program. And that's why, as I've crossed over the year mark, and I'm into my second year of sobriety, of recovery, I'm getting more active in my recovery program, and that's something I never did before. I would go to mandatory one-a-days when I was in a halfway house, but I never continued going to meetings or building a recovery network. Or, guys, 14 months in, I'm still on my Sublocade. I'm still meeting with my therapist. I still meet with my recovery coach. I'm still chairing an AA meeting. I'm going to more NA and AA meetings during the week. I'm stepping up whenever there's service necessary. I'm understanding that recovery is my superpower, and I can either fight against wanting to use drugs and live in that lifestyle, or I can embrace sobriety, work my program to the best of my ability, and then put on a show of what's possible in recovery. So I do. I go to the gym when I'm tired. I get up and face my responsibilities, because I understand that every one of my responsibilities is a gift. I'm brought back to a couple years ago. I did not like the company I was working for. I knew in the back of my head that I should be working for myself. I shouldn't be doing this. I'd lost a good job. I walked away from a good job because I wanted to disrespect Doug, but I was getting high too much. I couldn't be around. I knew that I deserved better and I was capable of better. But the despair came from the fact that I wasn't doing better, and I didn't see the end in sight because I didn't think I had it in me to get off the drugs. And by myself, I couldn't. So fortunately, I said that prayer that night, and I asked God into my life, and I asked Him to let me walk in His light. And now I am the light in so many other people's life, and I'm honored for that today, guys. I'm hungry. I'm starting to ramble. We're going to end the video with that, guys. Please bear with me. I got to eat and then go back out, whether it's tonight, tomorrow morning. I got some stuff to figure out. But again, recovery comes first. I come in and make the time to do my video, and I'm proud of myself for that. And I'm proud of myself for a lot of things today. And that's something I can never say. Biggest question I have walking to rehab is, why do I hate myself so much that I poison myself every day? Now, I take extra steps. It's amazing, all the things that I brought up to God in recovery, in prayer, at the beginning of my recovery, are all my all the deficits that I had, are all my strong points today, because I work my program day in and day out, and I do it to the best of my ability, day in and day out. Guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.